Alright, hey guys. So, it's been a couple days. Or more than a couple days. It's been 3, 4 since I recorded my last video. These worms are still dying. The death rate has slowed down. I've stopped removing the dead. They're still dying. I I don't know what else to do or what else to say. I can't use these. I'm not even going to bother making them into, or try to make them into beetles. When the package first got here, I isolated these guys. Now, if you look, where's he at? There's one in here that died. Oh, they must have eaten him. No, there he is. See that piece of a worm? So, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 worms, one died. Since these guys are in no substrate, nothing that came in the box, nothing whatsoever, there's no reason whatsoever these guys, any of them should have died in here. I don't understand why. But, if, I'm kind of starting to think that it may not have been or may not be black wasting virus. It very well could be. It looks like it in like every way. It looks like it in every way. The worms are dying for no reason. I'm feeding them. They've got bran. They've got everything that they need. Many of them are acting fine and healthy, but then you've got some like that guy right there. I guarantee if I pick him up right now, he's not going to move. Watch me look dumb. Yeah. Oh, well, he's kind of, yeah, I look dumb. Huh. So he might be alright. I don't know. I can't figure out why they're dying. I don't want to keep saying it's black wasting virus and it not be, but these guys are, they're still just dying. There's one of them that's not, wait, where's he at? Oh my god, I just looked at him. Right there. That one's not acting right. See, he's showing the symptoms. Come on, cat. He's showing the symptoms that, you know, once these guys die in here, this is what they do. I don't really know. I'm thinking about just throwing them in the freezer to wipe them out and give them as humane of a death as I can. This is my cat. She is ridiculous. But I don't know what to do. Right now I do have them in my lizard room or my bug room. Because I've basically come to the conclusion that they're all gonna die. There's nothing that's gonna stop this. It's the same. It's essentially the same thing I watched a few months ago. This is the first time I've stuck my hands in here, in this bin, and it's been about a week. I'd have to check my recordings to see whether or not when the last time I recorded was. But I don't know what to think. See, here's another one. They don't do this. This is weird. It's exactly what my other worms experienced. More should be dead, but I don't know how many of them are eating them. And it's very clear that these guys are getting eaten. You can see pieces of worms in here. Or pieces of larvae. I don't know why I call them worms. I know the correct terminology, but this should not be happening. This is ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're still viable food, but if it is black wasting virus, I'm sitting in here putting it in my lizard's food bowls and everything else, and like just potentially spreading the contamination. This it's just, I want to breed them. I want to get back to doing what I do on my YouTube, doing everything. But like right now, I'm not going to stick my hands in here just in case. Well, the one I'm holding my phone with is fine. My mealworms are doing great. Yeah, I've got 3 collections. Well, this is the newest collection. Yeah, there they are. They're starting to move now. And then there's one more here in the bottom. Yes, they can still breathe. It's fine. See, if you look right here, that is more than enough ventilation to allow them to get enough air. So this isn't terribly uncommon for me to keep my bins like this. If it's full of, large worms, I won't do it because it will kill them. But, my colonies for these guys are all doing well. If you look right there, I've got 1 superworm beetle. That's it. That is it. I somehow managed to throw him out of the healthy population I had. He was in the corner of my room, of this room, in his pupa stage. And I'm calling him a him because it's a boy, or it's a male. I didn't know what to do with him. I didn't want him to get sick, and this is kind of like testing whether or not I'm spreading the contamination. Because as far as I understand, and from my previous experience with black wasting virus, is that it will kill the beetles. It'll kill everything. Some of the beetles can be asymptomatic, I guess, and not die. But, yeah, and also black wasting virus is not cross-compatible or cross-infectious, however you want to say it. I am not a virologist or anything like that. I do not know. But it does not affect other darkling beetles of another species. So I'm just letting this guy live his best life. He gets to be the biggest guy in town, and he's like an NBA superstar. He'll never get nookie, but it kind of is what it is. But this video is getting long, guys. I don't want you to think that I'm not. Oh God, I am not a good YouTuber. I am not a good anything. I don't commit. I can't get myself to do things that I should do because I just get so defeated when I come in here and I look at these worms dying. I come in here and I look at these guys dying. It's a terrible feeling. I care about every single one of them. I'm not gonna cry over it, but it does hurt me mentally. I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you guys. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but I am schizophrenic. So this messes with my mental bad. I know I can be I can get paranoid and everything else, and that might be what contributed towards me thinking initially that it was black wasting virus. I still am of the opinion that it is black wasting virus. I've been doing this for 3 years. That's not a long time. It's not 20 years. I'm not going to say I'm an expert. Not by any means. However, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I did this for 3 years and had a healthy colony. Everything was fine. First time I ordered, everything died. I lost everything because of it. And now I'm watching it again. I know I can't start with these. The only ones that I might be able to use are maybe these guys. But one has already died. And he's getting eaten. So, but it has been since the beginning of the month. It's been since the beginning of the month since I put these guys in. I put these guys in explicitly to feed my geckos. That's That's what these guys were for. I put like 20 or 30 of them in here initially, and I've been feeding them off slowly, but like none of them have really died aside from that one. So I don't know if these guys are technically clean and that one just died because sometimes they die, but they don't die in large quantities like this unless something's wrong. Like mealworms, sure, they die all the time. That's part of mealworms. Whether they're sick, whether you're taking care of them right, whether you're feeding them, it doesn't matter. Mealworms die. Their beetles die. That is just part of mealworms. Superworms, though, are not like that. Their pupation process can be a little bit of a pain. Once you get a grasp on it, though, it's easy. I'm having 100% death rate in pupation. I might try to feed these guys. I might try to pupate them and see if I can start something with them, but I'm scared that they're asymptomatic, or they'll become asymptomatic beetles, and then I'll start breeding them, and everything will go fine, and then all of a sudden everything will start dying, and that'll just put me into a depressive state. And I know this video is so long, and I'm so sorry, but I've got so much to say. I do have my black wasting virus script completely written. In fact, I'm going to pause it real quick. Well, I'm pausing it to go wash my hands, because I just stuck my hands in there. But just give me a second. Alright, I just washed my hands. This is my script for black wasting virus. You can see it's not just jumbled up words or letters or anything like that. This is my intro. This is the first observation. You know, if you pause this video and look through it, you could read my whole script if you wanted to. But these are what my scripts look like. These are some outtakes. This was the original, intro I wrote before Judith Penez made or had done another, or posted another, published another research paper about black wasting virus, which has caused me to go back and rewrite some of the things that I said, especially the things where I say, well, where it differs from the paper to my observations. This new paper brings into account a lot of the observations that I've made. So I've had to rewrite a portion of this as to not say that they don't know what, they're talking about. They very much do. They know way more than me than I'll ever know. I'm not saying that I know more than them. I don't. I'm just going off of my observations and what they have said about theirs. But yeah, this is already a long enough video. This is longer than any YouTube content I've ever made. If anybody's still watching, thank you for watching. I'm still doing stuff. Just, I've got several scripts written. I just am so depressed. I'm depressed, guys. I feel defeated. I feel like my life is falling apart. I feel like breeding these insects in this YouTube channel, even though I'm a small YouTuber, I am by no means, anything special. In 3 years, all I've got are 3K subscribers. I've got one really successful video that's got almost 100,000 views. Aside from that, I'm nothing. I don't think I'm special in any manner. But it is what it is. But this time I am ending the video. I'm about to post it to Facebook. Yeah. So that's it. From the Gizzards and I, have a great and wonderful day.